Today on Moms Every Day.
It is still not your fault. It's the rapist's fault.
We're discussing rape culture and what to do about it.
Because when we stop stuffing things under the rug, that's when we can really, that can be the real catalyst for change.
Then a campaign to decrease the number of stillbirths and a mother who went through the heartbreaking loss. And later, hidden apps your teens may be using right under your nose. We're making mom's life easier one small victory at a time. Moms Every Day, a show made by moms for moms.
So this year has been a banner year for talk about sexual assault, and I think a lot of people out there talk about rape culture, but not a lot of people know what the definition of rape culture is. So I think it's something that we do need to talk about as parents with our sons and our daughters. Examples of rape culture, what it means.
A lot of victim blaming goes on, and it's really unfortunate. And I think it's something, you want to talk to your daughters about. Don't be put in a situation, don't get drunk, and be around people who are drinking if something could happen. But if you are drunk and you do get raped, it is still not your fault.
Absolutely.
It's the rapist's fault.
Exactly.
And I think now too, a lot of colleges are talking, instead of just no means no, yes means yes. So kind of adding that into it where you really need consent.
It's not, well, she wanted it. I could tell she wanted it. And sometimes that's a problem too. I've worked with many people who say, well, I did sort of, and then we got back to the room and I didn't. And then I felt like I couldn't say no. You can always say no. You can say no right in the middle of it. You can say no.
Well, and that's why it's a conversation for not only our daughters, but for our sons as well.
Yes.
Our sons, for our boys to know that no means no. Did you ever see that thing on like Facebook or the internet about somebody equated having sex to drinking tea?
Yes.
And it was like, people passed out, never want to drink tea, and so it sings for the boys and the girls. Conversations for both of them.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
Well, when girls put themselves in situations that are dangerous, and then maybe they find out something happened and they don't remember it, they think, well, was I really traumatized if I don't know what happened? Yes, you were. Right, and that's sort of a slippery slope too, but I still think it's really important conversation.
And that's a hard conversation, but I do think we have to teach boys not to rape.
Right.
I mean, that might sound obvious that they should know that, but you do have to talk about what that means.
Right.
Yeah. I'll never forget my college orientation. They spent all this time talking about how not to get raped, but not any time talking about how not to rape.
Yes,
so I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and teaching boys how to pick up too on the subtle body language, because I think sometimes it is hard for all of us to say no to things. How many times have you said yes to something, not rape by the way, but you didn't want to say yes to, but you were having a hard time saying no?
Right.
You can really tell, if you're paying attention, you can tell if somebody wants to say no.
Hi, I'm Heather Ryan. I was a special agent with NCIS, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, for 14 years. So like the TV show, but not as cool. I investigated felonies ranging from homicide and narcotics to sexual assault and espionage all over the world. But I also had 2 kiddos along the way, and I married another agent. So we took a huge leap of faith. I took an early retirement, turned in my badge and gun, and started this company called Safe in the City. And now I have the amazing opportunity to travel the country, talking to schools, universities, corporations, giving them a little bit of insight into the criminal mind and what they can do to stay safe, to feel empowered and not fearful. I think the most effective thing we can do to counter the rape culture that we've all grown up with is to start at home. So when we teach our little girls at a very young age that they respect themselves, they respect their bodies, and we teach our little boys the same thing. They respect their bodies and others, and their sisters, and their friends. That's the root, in my opinion, and that's how we make the change. The kids who haven't been taught that as they go to college are now mingling with the group of kids that have been taught that, and by virtue of peer pressure, they are kind of conforming to this, oh, like, I do report sexual assaults. So now I see this as a positive. We're having this conversation, which is fantastic, because when we stop stuffing things under the rug, that's when that can be the real catalyst for change. Especially with the younger relationships, when you start seeing some obsessions, I don't want you going anywhere without me. So they're always together. So she stops going out with girlfriends. She stops going to football games. She stops, all of these things are huge indicators for somebody who is eventually going to be possessive. Eventually, say she doesn't want to be around him all the time, and she starts pulling away a little bit. This is where you're going to see some danger zones. If left unchecked, that type of behavior is going to slowly go into more of a controlling situation. If you have someone come to you and voice a concern, you need to listen. Like, this is a huge red warning sign. Listen to what you're hearing, but also listen to yourself. In a lot of my presentations, I talk about listening to your intuition, both to stay safe and to keep others safe. Sometimes your intuition or your gut feeling or the hair on the back of your neck might not make sense to you. This is your child. You must talk to him or her about these feelings and why it is that you're having them. And when you do that, that teaches your child to also do that. When you say, I'm listening to my intuition or my gut or whatever it is you want to call it, by identifying that and honoring that feeling, you're teaching your child, this is what we do in our family. We honor our feelings and our intuition, and we talk about it.
Hey everyone, today we're joined by Nikki Nepper, who is a clinical psychotherapist and gerontologist. Hey Nikki.
Hello, how are you?
Good. So we're going to talk about boundaries and setting boundaries with our children and our families.
Absolutely.
So what do boundaries look like? Where do we start?
Okay, so this is my hot topic all the time with clients, and I think if you ask any of my clients, what I talk about over and over, they would say, ugh, boundaries. She's talking about boundaries all the time. But I think it's a hard concept. People think boundaries, I don't want to set too many boundaries. I don't want to close myself off. But boundaries actually keep you safe. Boundaries actually give you a lot of freedom.
Okay.
So it's really about structure. It's about having some flexibility within the structure. And so what I do is I use this metaphor for people, and it's a coffee cup metaphor.
All right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So Liz,
yes.
Are you ready to play along?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Liz, do you like coffee?
I can't live without it.
Who can't? Would you like some coffee?
I'd love some.
Oh my gosh, here, let me get the coffee. Just put your hands out.
What? But
you said you want a coffee.
But I don't want
I have coffee. I'm pouring it.
But I don't want to get burned.
Well, you know what? Put your hands real close together.
Okay, all right.
And then when I pour the coffee in, just start blowing on it.
But I might get hurt and get burnt.
It won't hurt that bad.
But I don't want to have coffee in my hands.
So you're saying you don't want coffee?
No, I do want coffee.
But I keep offering you coffee and you won't take it.
but you're not offering it to me. What about a cup? Can't you just?
Oh, a cup. Okay, so there you are, right? We need a boundary. We need structure.
I need a cup.
Right, because if you pour the coffee in your hands, you have a boundary, but it'll leak, right? It'll burn, it'll hurt. It's not going to be the most comfortable thing. So when somebody says, I would like a cup, they're saying, I would like a boundary. Now, have you ever left your coffee in your car for a day or two? And it
Among many other things.
and it leaks through, right?
Yeah, yes.
And you think, well, what happened just the other day? It was a great boundary, right? Boundaries need to be continually fortified, and you have to kind of reset them.
Sure.
So the idea of boundaries is that you have a structure, right? You set a boundary, but there is flexibility.
Everyone in the family has to set their boundaries.
Yes, absolutely. And people can't necessarily set them for you. However, I think as a parent, and you're a parent too, when you have young children, you sometimes have to set some boundaries for them that they wouldn't set for themselves. But this is a great way to talk to kids about boundaries, to talk to adults about boundaries.
Hey, I learned.
Really? Because it puts it in a context, and if you think about just coffee, it's hot and it gets cool, right? You get used to the fact that the coffee's in the cup. When it cools down, it can still spill.
Yeah. And this is a conversation you can start with when children are very young.
Very, very young.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a conversation, I think that you make a good point. It needs to be started when children are very young. They do need to understand that they have rights and they have choices. They have a right to privacy. Set your boundaries.
Okay.
Make
Set your
them firm but
boundaries.
flexible.
All right, Nikki, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up on Moms Every Day, why pregnant women need to count the kicks in their third trimester. And
take a look. Are any of these 3 icons on your kid's phone? It could be how they're hiding things that they don't want you to see. That's coming up in the Motherboard.
plus sweet DIY Mother's Day gifts.
Meet our panelists. Pam Tauger, Mom's Everyday host in Madison, producer and mother of 2. Amy Burns, blogger at My Name is Amy and mother of 4. Melanie Dale, author and blogger at unexpected.org and mother of 3. Nicole Nepper, licensed clinical counselor, writer, and mother of 2. Liz Hayes, executive producer and mother of 2.
Shannon Vaccaro was 28 weeks pregnant when she found out that her baby Elfie no longer had a heartbeat.
I was devastated, obviously. And I was so upset that I didn't know that stillbirth was a possibility and that I'd been told about gestational diabetes and preeclampsia and all these other complications that could happen, but nobody ever said anything about stillbirth.
Shannon isn't alone. Stillbirth occurs every 22 minutes in the United States. Now she's working with an organization called Count the Kicks to prevent this from happening to other moms. It's an app that helps expectant moms to track their baby's movements.
You're only at the doctor's office every 4 weeks, then every 2 weeks, and then every 1 week. This is something that you can do every day just to check in and make sure baby's okay. It's free, it's non-invasive, and movement is a sign of well-being. So when the baby stops moving, that's when it's already too late. So if moms are paying attention every day, they'll know what's normal. So if they see a change, then they need to call in because that's when the baby can be saved.
Counting Kicks is recommended for moms in their third trimester. That's at 28 weeks or at 26 weeks for high-risk pregnancies. Here's how to do it. Pick a time when your baby is active, like after a meal, to count every day. Make sure your baby is awake first. Walking, pushing on your tummy, or having a cold drink are good wake-up calls. To get started, sit with your feet up or lie on your side. Count each of your baby's movements as 1 kick and count until you reach 10 kicks. Movements can be a kick, a roll, anything but hiccups because those are involuntary. Most of the time it will take less than a half hour, but it could take as long as 2 hours. Log your recorded times using the Count the Kicks app or a kick chart. Since Count the Kicks began in Iowa, the state stillbirth rate decreased by 26% and has continued to decrease every year. They now have app users in all 50 states and even outside the U.S.
Well, our goal is to save babies, ultimately, and we would love to replicate a 26% decrease across the country. If we're able to do that, that would be approximately 6,000 babies every single year in this country.
Shannon says she hopes to see more providers having conversations with moms about tracking their baby's movements and to prevent the heartache she's experienced.
After your child is stillborn, after my son Alfie was stillborn, you have a short time that you get to hold them in your arms, and it's never long enough. And you go home empty arms, and it's hard for other women, other moms, other families, other people to see you as a mom still because you don't have that child that you're carrying around with you and feeding and changing diapers and teaching, please do this, please don't do that. And so this is a way that I still get to say his name out loud and I still get to show people that he matters and that his short life, while it was only in my womb, that it still mattered.
If you're trying to monitor the apps your kids have on their smartphones, listen up. Some apps aren't what they seem. There are several apps out there designed to fool you if you say grab your kid's phone to take a look. First up, Audio Manager. It's that first icon there. It hides messages, photos, videos, and other apps. Here's the description right from the App Store. You can hide sensitive photos and videos from your photo gallery and access them easily using a secret PIN code. And it's designed to look innocuous. It says Audio Manager, and when you click to open it, it appears only to control audio. If you long press one part of the app, the hidden features launch. Or check out Calculator, this middle app here. It's got a percentage at the end of the name if you're looking for it. It looks like a calculator, but this app is designed to hide private photos and videos behind the Calculator app. Again, if you open it, it's going to be a calculator. But if you put in a passcode in a private area, it's unlocked. It also has a camera in the private area, so you can load secret videos and photos right into that hidden app. And finally, this last icon here, it's called Vaulty. This also stores images and videos and hides them from someone who might be snooping. Like the other apps, a special password is required to access those private photos. But Vaulty has another feature. It's going to take a mugshot, they call it. The app snaps a picture of whoever tries to access it with the wrong password. So next time you're looking at your kid's phone, check for these apps designed to keep some things secret. We've got a link to these apps on MomsEveryday.com. That's the Motherboard. I'm Rebecca Rainier.
Looking for a way to create lasting memories for a Mother's Day gift? Look no farther than your own two hands and your kids. Here's blogger Amy Johnson with some inspiration for a DIY craft to keep or give away.
What we did was just take a ceramic vase. This one's shaped like a mason jar, but you can do any vase.
Sure.
I painted her hand with some paint and then had her 2 different colors, put her handprints on there.
Adorable.
And then I found these little stickers at a craft store and just put those on there.
It's so cute, and this is kind of a variation of the same theme.
Yes, similar idea. I found this heart at a craft store, and then my husband and I, we put our handprints on, and then had her put her handprint on at the end.
3 different colors.
Yeah.
Adorable. A great idea for grandma or grandpa, that kind of thing. And this is also cute, a little add-on.
Yeah, what we did here is there was these cute little hearts, and I glued magnets on them, and she painted them, and we put little eyes on them, and they're cute things to give away for gifts.
It means so much more when it's handmade. For more ideas to make mom's life easier, check out MomsEveryday.com. So I'm so jealous that I didn't get to do a gender reveal party about the babies. I would have been over the top if I could have let out the world know about the baby sex. That would have been awesome. We didn't do it back in the Stone Ages. We barely found out what the baby sex was if we begged at the doctor's office to find out.
Well, I was fortunate enough to have that opportunity. And
tell me.
Oh, well. So it's my second baby, and we actually had a housewarming party too, and I thought, well, why don't we do a gender reveal as well, because we'll have family and friends there, and it'll be really fun. And I felt like with the first baby, there's so much hurrah, you know, you have a shower and all these different things, and you get all the things for the baby for the first time, and I'm like, well, what is the second baby? Right. You know, there's no pomp and circumstance, so I'm like, I'm gonna do that, and it was really fun. It was really fun.
What'd you do?
Well, we did the balloons filled, or no, we had a box, and then the balloons were pink inside, but we didn't know. Nobody knew. Nobody knew, so we told the lady at the store, or we had an envelope. My mom gave her the envelope, and then so it was a surprise for everybody.
So you didn't know either?
No, we didn't know either.
Oh, that's the fun of it. They open it up and the balloons.
So we found out.
I was just telling everyone else.
Oh no, we didn't know, and so then we had video, and I mean we were crying, and it was really sweet. It ended up being really special.
See,
aren't you jealous? I'm so jealous.
It's changing my mind, because really initially when I first heard about it, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I have 4 children, and the first 3, like, I found out it was the ultimate surprise. I pushed them out of me, and I was like, oh, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
But that's cool too, the ultimate surprise.
Yeah,
that's the old school way.
And then my 4th child, I found out, only because I kind of wanted to be prepared at that point, but I kept it to myself. I really didn't tell anybody.
Can I be totally honest?
Please.
No.
Listening to you talk, it's so awesome and I love it. My first reaction when I heard it, coming from a place of infertility, was, you've got to be kidding me. This is one more thing to hurt me.
Right.
No.
Yes, and that's true. It probably does feel horrible to see that.
Like baby
stuff.
showers are hard enough, you guys. And so for women who are in the throes of infertility right now, like just know that if you need to avoid this too, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Well,
It's
and I
okay.
was thinking the other side too. You have the box open and the balloons come out and the camera's on somebody and somebody's like,
Oh, girl again.
you know, like in Jerry Maguire, the movie, where like he's going like this at the wedding, and that's how she decides she's like shouldn't be married to him.
We have to celebrate everything now.
yes.
100 days of school, gender of your baby. Celebrate it all.
Thanks for joining us on Moms Every Day. We hope we gave you some ways to make your life easier. You can find all these stories at momseveryday.com. See you next time.